Hello everyone, my name is Cassie, and thank you so much for watching my video. If you are new to this channel, you will see me, this gorgeous, perfect little angel, and think like, wow, she probably has never ever done anything bad in her entire life. Like, she's just like perfect. Like, she's just a perfect human being. Well, naive person, I just called you naive. Do you still want to subscribe to my channel? It so happens that I was not an angel my entire life. Hard to believe that this face was kind of a bad girl. I was not really a good girl in school. I was kind of a little bit of a rebel, slightly. I know how much you all love story time, so I thought I would do a video and talk about all the times that I was not a good girl in school. All of elementary school, I was pretty much an angel. I was just like a naive little kid, and I had like the worst thing I did was like I had a crush on a boy and I like held his hand. I'll talk about it. Like, I'll talk about it more in another video of my first kiss and like my first date and such. But that was like the worst thing I did was like hold a boy's hand in elementary school. And then I go into middle school. Middle school is hard. Middle school is the worst, actually. Middle school is horrible. I hated middle school. And anybody who's in middle school, trust me, if you don't hate it now, when you look back, you will hate it. I'm sorry. Middle school was just it's not a fun experience for anybody. And in middle school, as we all know, I was kind of a weirdo. I was kind of, I was off. But in middle school, this is where I kind of started to rebel slightly. And here are a few examples. So I had this one teacher, he was my history teacher, and me and him were just like, all the time, just constantly butting heads. And I was such a sweet child. Like, I was so good. I was very, very, very shy. Ow, that really hurt. I was very shy. I didn't talk to anybody. Like, I was just so innocent. But I kept butting heads with this teacher for no apparent reason. I don't know. He hated me. And every single day, without fail, I would get in trouble for something from him. It didn't matter what it was. And it would be the littlest things. Like if I like set my pencil, or if I like dropped a pencil, he'd be like, go see me in the hall. And he would sit me in the hall for the entire period and then come out and have a talk with me about how poor my attitude is. And I'm like, like, it pissed me off so bad. It made me so angry, and I was such a shy person, but this person he just pissed me off. So one day I'm wearing this jean skirt. Now, I never wore skirts. And the one Chinese food. The one time I wore a jean skirt, I see this teacher in the hall, and he like flags me down, like stops me like from in my tracks. Like, I'm just walking casually, and he's like, nope, you're gonna get in trouble for something. So he like pops up and like cuts me off in traffic, like down the hallway, and he's like, Cassie, put your fingers at your side. So I do as I'm told, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have problems here. I know it. And I put my fingers at my sides. And I kid you not, like the skirt like goes this far underneath my fingertips. Like, my fingertips are here. The skirt is still this long. Like, it was not short. My skirt was fine. And he goes, I have so much anger for this teacher. And he goes, no, you need to go to the office and change your skirt. You need to go change. And so you know what I did? I waited till he walked away, and I said, screw that guy. And I just went along my day. I was like, no, I'm not changing. I'm not doing anything. I had him for class. No, I had him for class later in the day. And I just remember walking down the hall towards his class when I had his period, and I swear to God, you could just like see the smoke coming out of his ears, and like his face got all red. He's like, why did you change your skirt? I'm like, I hated him, and he hated me. He didn't act that way towards anybody else except for me. And I was like, my skirt is not too short. And I like put my hands at my side like super aggressively, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go inside. I like brought teachers from other classrooms. I'm like, is my skirt too short? And they're like, no, it meets the requirements. And the teacher's like, no, it's way too inappropriate. Like, we had like this full force fight in the hallway, and it finally like I finally gave up, and I literally didn't go to his class. I just walked away. I don't know where I went. I think I just hung out in like the lunchroom or something. I was done. I was so done. And he didn't chase after me. So, and then the next day everything was fine. But boy, was I pissed. I was so upset because I'm like, dude, why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? But he was not the only teacher that you could trigger in that school, and there was a few of them, and I happened to get on the bad side of one of the other teachers. This one I'm not very proud of. So I had a gym teacher who was just, one of those gym teachers that are just so overweight and then they like yell at you when you stop running for 2 seconds on the mile because you can't breathe. Like, okay, let's see you do it. Come on, come run with us. Like, do these exercises with us, please. Like, he just was one of those guys that were just so, like, he had a military background, so he was just very like, middle school PE is very important. Go. And I'm just like, I was not having it. I was never having it with this teacher. And one day, a group of my friends and I are standing in a group together, and I could decide I want to do a little back talking. I want to talk a little smack. I want to talk a little smack about this teacher. My back is facing the door. You can already guess where this is going. And our teacher talked like this. He talked like this, and he yelled really loud, and I was gonna pick on him. I was like, I'm gonna pick on this guy. He's so mean, he's so rude. So I just started like making fun of him behind his back, which is wrong. It's wrong, and trust me, I guarantee you, one of these bad days that I had, one of these things was definitely karma biting me in the butt. Like I learned my lesson. Okay, I won't do that ever again. So I start talking to my friends like this and say, oh, I'm Mr. blah, 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 and you should run the mile, even though I can't ever run the mile, and I've never ran a mile. Like, I was just talking smack, and my friends' faces go from laughing to literally white-faced, and I'm like, oh. And yeah, the teacher was standing right there, and he just had, he was angry. He was upset. And it turned out that he had a stroke, and that's why karma, I'm not kidding. I was not a great kid. Karma got me for that one. It's fine. From that point on, he was very salty of me. He did not take kindly to me. But that carried on to another day in class. His hatred for me just carried on throughout the whole semester, really. Now, one of the worst things about middle school, in my opinion, is that you have to change out your clothes. And when you have 5 minutes to get there, change out your clothes, and get out, it's always a hassle. And being a girl, it's difficult enough. It's really difficult enough. So having to like change and all that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, especially when the gym is halfway across the school. You just don't ever have enough time. And I feel like everyone had that experience a lot. So I never had enough time. And one day I said, you know what? I'm not gonna run to this class. I'm done running to this class. I'm done. So I walked to class. I got in the locker room and I took my sweet time taking off my clothes. I took my sweet time putting on my clothes, and I took my sweet time walking out to the gym when the class had already started. And you know what I did? You know what Cassie did? And Cassie walked out where that teacher was that hated my guts because I made fun of his talking like this. I had the audacity to be late for his class, take my sweet little time, and then I walked out and I saw a boy that I liked, and I said, hey, and I hugged that boy, and he yelled at me in front of the entire gymnasium, which was like 3 different classes, and he was like, how dare you be late to my, how dare you, he was like, how dare you be late to my class, how dare you, and I was just like, I don't know what to tell you, dude, this class sucks, like, oh gosh, oh my God. And really, those were my middle school experiences. Now let's move on to high school. High school was a whole different Cassie, a whole new me, and not for the better, I don't think. I changed a lot to try to fit in with people because the only way I was ever gonna fit in with people was to try to be popular. And to be popular, you had to be kind of dumb, how do I put this? You had to really just not care about yourself to be popular. You just like had to not care. Just wear clothes that were like, clothes that were revealing, things that would get boys to like you, which would in turn make you popular. Just stupid. High school is middle school is pretty bad. All of it's pretty bad, okay? School is pretty bad. Just get through it. I was acting dumb in class to be popular. I was acting not the way girls should act to get guys to like me. I was not a good girl. I was not a good girl. So there were these 2 girls in my, what's that class called? It's the class where you take care of babies. Like, not real babies, like robot babies. But yeah, that class, like parent education, something like that. And there were these 2 girls in my class, and they were so popular. And I got to sit next to them, and I was like, now's my chance. Now I can get in with the cool kids and be cool. Well, what the cool kids did was act stupid, text in class, not pay attention, and ditch a lot. So in return, I was like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to make friends to survive high school, or that's... Yeah, these are not good lessons. Do not follow my example. It did not. It was bad. So one day, one of the popular girls was gone. She was absent. And so this other girl was kind of, the great thing about those people is that they can't stand on their own 2 feet. They always have to rely on other people, which is what you don't want to be in a person. You don't want to always have to rely on others, and to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and feel comfortable with yourself. So she kind of latched to me for that period. And she said, hey, want to ditch class? And I was like, oh, yeah, like, oh, I'm so in, I'm so cool, I'm so popular. We asked the parent education teacher, can we go to the bathroom? Oh, whoa, really cool excuse, oh my God. And yeah, she was like, sure, go to the bathroom. Go at it. Go live your dreams. And we're like, heck yes. And then we go out to her car, and I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna ditch. We're gonna go someplace cool. And we just sit there and we like listen to music, and then like we go back to class. Okay. Well, I mean, this isn't really what I thought. We were gonna do something like crazy. I thought we were gonna go to Sonic and get like food and hang out with all the other cool kids. Like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. And it was kind of a letdown. I wanted to do something crazy. The last story I have time for was about my grades. Now, you can say whatever you want. I tried my absolute hardest at school. I tried so hard, and school and me just did not mesh with anything. I couldn't understand anything. So I ended up failing a class. And I had the opportunity to be able to go take that class online, but it was an online class for a period. Like, you didn't do it at home or anything. You did it on computers for a period. And so I went into this class, didn't know anybody. It was a brand new school for me. I went to a brand new school. I didn't know anybody. And there was just a bunch of kids sitting in a room on computers. And they were all talking and laughing. And like the teacher was super chill. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. Gonna get my work done. Gonna do great. Gonna get this class passed. Get it off my list. Yeah, nope. So I ended up getting to know the kids in that class, and they were super nice, just like the coolest, nicest kids I've ever met. But they also failed the classes because of one reason or another, and it was probably because either they ditched a lot, they just didn't care, or they were just not very smart like me. And so we all had our issues, and because of that, we all slacked off even more. Basically, when I jumped on board with these people, I'm like, so what class are you making up? And they all went, ooh. And I'm like, what? Ooh, what? What do I not know? We don't really do work in this class. And I said, yeah, but like the period is so we can make up our old classes. Yeah, but really, we're not doing that still. And I'm like, you guys are slacking off even more. Please let me in on this information. So what do you guys do in this class? So that whole semester, when I was supposed to be making up this class that I got an F on, I went into that period, I slept, I watched movies, I hung out with my friends, I got to play video games, computer games. It was so fun. And it was just something that I really looked forward to in school, that like a school system that was not very fitting for me. It was kind of cool to like escape and slack off even more. Now, do I look back and regret anything? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't regret ditching class at one time. I don't regret failing classes. I don't regret making poor friend choices. I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything because it's my life and it's where I am today, and life is perfect. So everything happens for a reason, and everything that happened was supposed to happen, and my life isn't doomed because I didn't get all perfect A's. And if that's your goal, if your goal is to get straight A's and go on to an amazing college, then by all means, go live your dream. But I think for advice for school, just get through it. Do your absolute best. Like, just try. Just put in the effort. And if your effort is a C, if your effort's a D, then be proud of yourself that you put forward the effort. But you got to put forward the effort to be proud of yourself. And I did realize that I had to start doing that, which is why I started online school and started doing online school from there. And that was a huge option for me that made my entire high school experience a lot better. So school's not for everyone, and that's okay. We have to look at that and say that's okay. And parents, if you're listening right now, I'm sorry. This is not what you want your child to hear, but school is not everything. It's not the end of your life when it comes to popularity or making the biggest impact in your school and having people know your name, because at the end of the day, when high school is said and done, it literally means nothing. Zero, nada. And everybody doesn't care. Everyone goes their own separate ways. And in the end, none of it even mattered. As you guys have probably noticed, I'm not posting as much as I used to. It's because I'm insanely busy. And I also edit for another YouTuber now, and I'm editing one of his videos a day. So it's like trying to edit my videos as well, or even record them, is sometimes not always the easiest thing to do. And also on top of that, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do on YouTube, because I do enjoy Minecraft, but I don't enjoy like mini games Minecraft or anything. And the skits I do enjoy, but they take a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I'm trying to get my crew back together, and we're really gonna make role plays a thing again, because I know how much everyone loved the role plays. So I'm gonna be working on that like crazy to get that out and get it going for you guys. And on top of that, I'm gonna start doing Roblox on my channel. Ooh, all my older audience just cringed. It's fine. It'll be interesting. It'll be entertaining, and also views. I don't know if I should say that. Nope, let's keep it in. Views. Alright everyone, that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!